Hello and welcome back to another episode of Questions Answered. I'm your host, Skip Norman, and it is now time for the mailbag segment part of the show where we go ahead and reach in and grab a question from a listener, and we try to give the very best information when it comes to trying to decipher this whole healthcare and financial conundrum that we seem to be heading towards. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in the mailbag and grab the question of the day. This question comes from Jonathan in Sanford, and Jonathan wants to know, can you please explain to me what this big, beautiful bill is all about, and how will it affect my life? All right, Jonathan. Well, thank you so much for that question. I'm sure that question is on a lot of people's minds because there are some major changes that will be coming. So I'm going to skim the surface a little bit when talking about this subject because I don't want to deep dive into it. But you can get a full analysis, or you can go to the website at marknorman.org. In the middle of the page, there is a red box that says, please read. If you click on that red box, it'll take you to the information that you need to know about the changes that are coming for 2026. But I'm going to touch on bases a little bit. You can also give us a call at 321-300-6479 or drop me a email at info@marknorman.org, and I'd be more than happy to help you there as well. Okay, so let's get back to this. There are some changes that are coming. Some may consider it good or bad, depending on what side of the coin that you're on. But I'll give you a few tidbits on what's going to happen here in 2026. So one of the positive positions that people believe may be, once again, it's not a political discourse. We're not talking which side of the coin as far as the politics are concerned, but it's business versus individuals. This is seemed to be where we're headed. So if you're a business owner, you may like it. If you're an individual, you may not like the changes. But the one thing that is going away is obviously the mandates. So they've been disabling and dismantling ACA. And the main thing that most of the people would agree with is to get rid of the mandates. However, if you understand that the mandates were put in place so that they could bring the cost of insurance down for everyone by having everyone purchase it. So once again, it's how you feel. You don't want to be forced to pay for insurance. I get it. If you're like myself, I don't go to the doctor much. I do my checkups yearly, and I may pop into the doctor's office, once throughout the year. But I try and stay pretty healthy, eat wise, watch my cholesterol, that kind of thing. So mandates, that might be something that you may be glad they're gone away. But the one thing that does, it also opens up the door for higher drug costs, and also your premiums are going to go up because less people have them. So there's more flexibility in the plan. They say that insurance companies may be allowed to offer more customizable plans, including cheaper ones with fewer benefits. So, of course, that usually benefits the young, the healthy individuals. And you may find yourself with a little bit of a lower premium. However, I believe when these mandates are gone, the rates are going to go up, which is one of the drawbacks. Okay, and so the last one here on what you would consider positives would be that the potential deregulation. So removing federal restrictions can encourage competition among insurers. In theory, competitors could help bring the price down. But once again, when you have fewer people buying things, the price has a tendency to go up. So we'll just have to kind of keep an eye on that and see where we stand. Okay, now what brings us to the downside, if you will, with these changes to the medical industry and potential harm that could be done. Depends on how you look at it. For one, so with the higher cost for the individuals that are older, or those that are sick, or those that have pre-existing conditions, this is going to affect you. With fewer protections, insurers could charge more based on age, your pre existing conditions, or essential health needs. So when someone has control over something that's important, you can either pay for it or you cannot. So for the most part, we know how that usually goes. The prices go up, and um, the individual that is suffering from that type of condition seems like it's harder to get the coverage that they need. Also, um, less comprehensive coverage. One thing that the ACA did was it combined a good healthcare plan, what they consider a good plan. Once again, that's you know objective, but it added things that were beneficial. Your pre-screenings. It added wellness programs to kind of encourage you to get up and exercise by giving you financial benefits to that. It offered screenings, free screenings. So these things that were once are going away. So once again, we'll have to see how that encourages anyone to get up and do some things because the incentives to do that are no longer there. Um, of course, the last thing that is going to be really detrimental to a lot of individuals is the Medicare and Medicaid cuts. Some versions aim to shrink Medicare funding, which will hit low income families, seniors in the nursing homes, and people with disabilities the hardest. So, these individuals that are on these programs that are getting these subsidies by cutting their funding, they have to reach into their savings a little more, which we will talk about that on the other side of what you can do to make sure that you're preparing yourself for retirement and you have all the essential things that you need in place. But that's a whole nother day. And I'll have my good friend with me here to talk to you about that. And they can go over a lot of other options that may be there for you. All right. So, last but not least, if you purchase your insurance through the marketplace, there are some restrictions that will be coming down for 2026, which is very important and you need to pay attention to. One of the things, of course, the subsidies are going to be reduced a little bit. The open enrollment, that window will be shortened by almost a month. So, you will not have until the 15th of January, you will have until the 15th of December. So that's going to cut your time right there in half. Also, the low income monthly SEP, which allowed those that are under the poverty level of 150%, you could very well enroll uh, pretty much any time. So they're going to get rid of that as well. The income and eligibility verification. This is probably one of the ones that is going to affect a lot of people because the taxes, you need to file your taxes for 2024. So make sure that you're up on all your tax returns. There are forms that need to be filled out along with the information that comes to show your subsidies that you received the prior year. So please make sure when you file your taxes that you definitely report your income. And if there's income changes throughout the year, that you also verify and make those changes so that you will not have to owe money at the end of the year out of your tax returns. All right, that's it for now. So I'm going to go ahead and bop on out of here because I probably have dragged this on way too long. But you can give me a call or hit the website at any time, and I'll be more than happy to assist you. My name is Skip Norman, and this is Questions Answered, and we are out of here. Thanks a lot. Have a great evening.